This one's like Deathwing and like Alex Strasser. Horns, tails, scales. So they're really leaning into the furry thing. Well, guys, it's been a while. It's taken some time. I'm gonna be honest. Truth is, I've had COVID, and I've had it for about a week. And like, I just got done walking. Walked like a mile to the store, or so, mile and a half. And I was able to walk there and back, and it was okay. As you can see, obviously, I still do have a cough, and it's going to be an issue for a while. But other than that, I'm pretty much good to go. I feel better. And that's the reason why you guys haven't seen any videos on the channel for a little bit, is it's just been simply that fucking hard for me to talk. So I'll have a few bits of trouble here and there, but other than that, hopefully we're going to be back, and back to making videos, and back to hanging out, covering the news. I think this is some form of poetic justice or something like that. We've had all this DMCA and all this other drama that's happened in the past week or so, and I've just had to sit there laying in bed, fucking not being able to talk about it. It's been awful. So we're finally back, we're finally here, and we're finally going to talk about a lot of the stuff that I have missed out on. There's apparently a bunch of leaks, a bunch of other stuff that's happened. Generally, I'll talk a little bit about my my COVID experience just for a few minutes here. Generally, what happened was it was like a day. Like I stayed up randomly. I'm not even kidding, guys. I stayed up until like 6 in the morning, jerking off. Like straight up, like that's what happened. I have no shame in this. Like we're all adults here mostly, so like I'm just gonna come to Jesus. I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? So I stayed up till 6 in the morning jerking off, and I remember going to bed thinking, man, I don't really feel that good. I woke up the next morning, and it's like I felt like shit. Okay, like I can't think of a metaphor for this. I don't know. I felt like literal, absolute motherfucking garbage. And I finally get out of bed, and like I'm talking like a dying dragon. Okay? Yeah, I'm speaking like that's the way my voice sounds. And I finally get out of bed, and I try to drink a couple of sips of Dr. Pepper, and it still doesn't feel good, so I had to drink water, right? And so like you knew it was serious, so I was drinking water. I remember that whole day, the only thing that I ate was one saltine cracker. I finally like forced myself to eat something, and I'm like, I'm gonna eat one thing, and it's like a saltine cracker, and that was it. And then after that, I went to bed and pretty much just slept for like 2 or 3 days, and I finally was able to get back on the computer and just hang out for a while. But other than that, I mean, COVID, like how much did it affect me? How bad was it? It wasn't really that bad. The truth is, the reason why I probably got it is like, I think like a lot of you guys, and y'all can tell me if this is what happened with you or not. I mean, it's been going on now for a year and a half. Truth is, I got kind of relaxed. I didn't take the precautions that I should have been taking going out, and I got COVID. I blame myself. It was my fault. I think a lot of people have gotten relaxed with their with the precautions that they were taking at the beginning of the pandemic, and you pay the price. That's the way it goes. So I blame myself primarily for it. It sucks, but it's definitely a wake-up call, and I'm glad that it wasn't worse. The main thing that I'm glad about, the positive, is I didn't get my dad sick. I mean, my dad, of course, is vaccinated. He's got like his booster shot, and he's very healthy. And so if he did get COVID, I'm sure he'd probably be fine. But I'd still feel like a piece of shit if I did that, and I did not. And so that's the one positive that I can really say about this whole thing. And so, that's pretty much how it went for me. If you've got it out there and you're dealing with it, just try to take it easy as best you can. Follow medical advice from doctors, not people in Twitch chat or people on Facebook or something like that. Try to actually talk to a real doctor and get some advice if you feel like it's getting bad. I didn't really get any actual medical treatment for this. I never went to the doctor. I just pretty much stayed in my house, and I tried Uber Eats for the first time. They got my order wrong. Never again. See, I thought to myself, I'm like, all right, I don't want to go over there because then I could get somebody else sick, right? So I try to be a good guy. You know, imagine this. Asmongold goes out of his way to be a good guy, and I get fucked in the ass for it. They gave me black beans and not pinto beans on my fucking Chipotle order. I hate black beans. They're disgusting. I like the brown beans, the pinto beans. And they gave me the black beans, and it ruined my fucking day. And I tipped the guy $4, too. Just to get it wrong. Spoiled brat. Bitch, shut the fuck up. That was $20. I spent $20. You're goddamn right I'm entitled. I spent $20 to get the wrong kind of beans delivered to my house. Posting on a throwaway for obvious reasons. Here it is, the actual leak, taken from a private game dev Discord last night. New expansion is straight up called The Dragon Isles. Okay. All marketing put together has the tagline, Azeroth has awoken. What? Azeroth got woke? Oh my god. Oh no. New zone to Dragon Isles. New race, Black Dragons. New system, world shaping. Okay, let's see what this is. End of Shadowlands. In the fight with the jailer, Azeroth is ruptured. Okay. We beat the jailer and save the planet, but there's consequences. Some stay a while and listen events after the fight describe the state of Azeroth. Magni reverts back from diamond form. So he's no longer a diamond. Okay, that's nice. 9.2.5 pre-expansion event being put together is huge. Lots of reused events like earthquakes and invasions, but a massive time-walking event that's being designed as a mini-season of mastery across lots of Azeroth-centric dungeons and raids. Devs want players familiar with the history of Azeroth before 10.0. A big tour of old events and lore. This is actually a good idea. I hope they do this. This is smart. Yeah, this is actually good. Yeah, this is a straight up good idea. I would love to see this happen. A lot of these things are probably bullshit. Like with any of these leaks, you're going into it expecting it to be bullshit, but I'll still look at it as if maybe it's not. You know what I mean? So we'll see what the rest of it. Crazed Trogs, Quillbore, Mantid, and Elemental invasions across Kalimdor. New world boss, Garradon, son of Galakron. Oh, shit. So if they bring Galakron into WoW, I don't know who Galakron is like this is how big Galakron is. This right here, I believe these are the dragon aspects. This is Deathwing. This one's like Deathwing and like Alexstrasza or something like that. This is the idea of how massive Galakron is. Like Galakron is like a gigantic fucking. It's like the WoW equivalent of Anacalgon the Black, right? From like the Cimmerillion. It's like a gigantic fucking dragon that can darken the whole skies just by flapping its wings, right? Massive, huge dragon. Sounds pretty cool. And the skeleton's in Northrend, so I don't know how they're gonna fucking deal with that. Well, that was a fake Galakron. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. New expansion. 10.0 cinematic being put together is the biggest Blizzard has ever produced. Entire cinematic team has been developing this for over a year. All Shadowlands pre-rendered cinematics were scrapped, and the whole team moved on to this. It's a love letter to Azeroth, mirrors the original WoW launch cinematic, and ends with Azeroth being born. As a result of Jailer's assault, Azeroth the Eternal is born from the World Soul. She's a dragon, sort of. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So she's a part dragon. All world souls are unique, and Azeroth's essence has indirectly shaped the planet for aeons. Dragons are tied directly to Azeroth, who is sort of the dragon progenitor. Oh my god. Once players reach the Dragon Isles, they work directly with Azeroth to reshape the world. Story here is that the planet has taken a beating over the last couple of decades, and it's having dire consequences for everyone living there. So global warming and climate change. That's the new raid boss for the new expansion, is climate change. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Azeroth as a character described sort of like Lilo from the Fifth Element, a supreme but with the mind of a child. Prayers need to help her unlock her powers to heal the planet. She's in a temple on the Dragon Isles with Thrall and Rathian. Lots of Earth Warder lore, as the three of them tried to do what Deathwing couldn't. Azeroth has her own talent tree. It looks very much like the old school talent trees from Classic. Players can help. Oh, great. So are there completely useless talents that nobody uses? Players can help her by training her via the tree. Each talent is also usable by players through the World Bond ability. New abilities are like Covenant abilities, but no additional locked-in choices. Everyone gets the same abilities. Abilities have secondary effects depending on the zone that you're in. One example is an ability like Abomination Limb that works as a grappling hook. But how do you give that to everybody? I mean, like a mage, why would a mage need that versus like a Death Knight or a warrior or a rogue? Yeah, I don't know how that's going to happen. Like, that seems a little bit crazy to me. Okay. Dragon Isles will change over time via world shaping. Some pretty cool massive changes, like a whole zone turning from a desert into a forest. That's really cool. Straight up, like, that's really fucking cool. I like that. That sounds good. Zones heavily elf-focused, with night elves trying to discover a way to restore Teldrassil with Azeroth's help. You plant trees and tend to a huge forest there, like a massive version of the Mists of Pandaria farm. That sounds cool. I could see this being interesting. There's a lot of this. It sounds okay. Azeroth hatching and being the progenitor dragon. Yeah, it sounds stupid. But all of the actual systems that they're talking about doesn't really seem that bad. However, that's usually how it goes. Is that at the very beginning, it looks really cool, and then it does not turn out that way. That's what I think could happen. World shaping unlocks new abilities in each zone. Water walking, flying, teleporting, spectral sight, treasure finding. That's cool. All of this is cool. I like this. Some older zones, Eastern Kingdoms, and Kalimdor will be getting big updates during the expansion. That's great. This is also a good thing. Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that? That sound like all of these things are good. Black Dragon. Works like Worgen. Customize your dragon form and humanoid appearances. Humanoid can be any race, including allied races. Extra customization options for humanoid form include horns, tails, jewelry, scales, as well as effects like burning eyes and molten blood, which is a cool new effect. Okay. So they're really leaning into the furry thing, guys. That's what we're getting out of this, yeah. They're really leaning into the furry thing. Sounds kind of fake, I don't know. Dragon form is mainly used for travel. 2 racial abilities. Story will explain why black dragons need to learn how to fight like mortals as one of the classes. Okay. Black dragons can be warrior, mage, rogue, druid, hunter, warlock, priest, shaman, and paladin. All the original WoW classes. Okay. So, fuck demon hunters and fuck monks. I like the sound of this. Black dragon, druid war as shapeshift forms are, quote, super fun. Well, every time Blizzard tells me something super fun, that means it's guaranteed gonna be super fun. I mean, yeah. I mean, there it is, guys. It's just settled. Yeah, it's super fun. Rathian has been trying to recapture Black Dragon fight since Kata. Players are new dragons the Rathian has been overseeing in the Dragon Isles. Rathian has recruited and kidnapped class trainers all over Azeroth to train his new flight. The Warlock trainer will cause some players to flip out. Why? Flip out why? Could it be Gul'dan? There's no way it could be Gul'dan. That would be so stupid if it was Gul'dan, man. I would be so annoyed. It could be a Nyxia? Yeah, I mean, yeah, they could do something like that. Yeah, make it a Nyxia. Resurrect the Nyxia again. Right. Everything's off the table. I think what they've shown with Shadowlands is that the points are made up and the rules don't matter. It doesn't matter what they said last year. That was last year. That's this year. Fuck that. Yeah, totally different experience now. Totally different world. Yeah, the rules are completely different now. Lady Katrina Prester, yeah, that's what it could be. Cross-faction or GTFO, they're going to do cross-faction 100%, man. It's going to happen. You know it, I know it. Everybody knows it. Since Battle with Deathwing, all dragon aspects have been losing their magic. New dragons players need to learn how to fight alongside mortal races to save their race. Rathion's big thing is reversing the loss of magic from dragons completely and protecting his flight. You know what? I always thought it was stupid. I thought it was dumb at the end of Dragon Soul how the dragon aspects lost their magic powers. Am I the only person that feels that way? It was just weird. It was confusing. It's like, why did this happen? It felt like a plot device. There was like no purpose to it. There was like no lead up to it. No explanation to it. Nothing. It just happened. Yeah, okay, so I'm not the only person. Okay, good. Yeah, it was just completely out of left field. No big bad in 10.0, but there are infinite dragons, Netherwing, and some new Dragon Isle specific proto races. Pretty fun Trog progenitor race. It's actually super advanced and intelligent. That's cool. Going back to smaller zoned contained stories, big focus on discovery, soft rebooting Azeroth, the planet, and setting up for future conflicts. I'm gonna be honest, guys. If this turns out to be true, I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm fine with it. This is fine. Like, okay, it's good enough, you know? It is good enough, and I will take good enough. At this point with WoW, good enough is fine. As long as we don't get into another Shadowlands situation, or we don't get into another situation where things don't make sense, and they just do them anyway, this is fine. Oh, you want to make Azeroth a dragon? Fine. You want to give her new customization options? Fine. Just make the game good. You know what I mean, guys? What do you think about this one here? Do you like this or not? Azeroth is officially woke. No boob slider? Well, they did say there were new customization options. I don't care about every expansion since Legion. It's the same for me. Well, I hope that it's actually good. I mean, that's all it really comes down to. Yeah, this could be worse. I'll say that for sure. Less micromanagement? Yeah. They've got to get rid of, like, these systems that they have. That's what I think is really killing it for people. Like, things like the legendary system, etc. No more chores. Yeah, it's like the chores... the chores in the game are just way too many fucking chores. Again, I'm excited for whatever comes after Shadowlands, primarily because it won't be Shadowlands. I think that Shadowlands lore, the worst thing about it is how good it could have been. It's like Warlords of Draenor, where like Warlords of Draenor was so bad because it could have been so good. With BFA, that sucked. It's expectations were low, the ceiling was low, everything was low. But with Shadowlands, it could have been so amazing, and it just wasn't. It just straight up wasn't. Same thing with WoD. So, just if they bring out a new expansion with no chores, focus on old Azeroth, smaller scale stories, good class design, and fun systems, that's all we ever really wanted, isn't it? That's all we need to see. Just do that. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just polish it and keep it rolling. You need to do something interesting with professions? I agree, man. I agree. So yeah, that's the 10.0 leaks. See if there's any other features about this. Anybody else talking about on the WoW Reddit? Oh, man. Look at that one. I love these, man. The Mr. Pandaria one is my favorite.